What is up, YouTube? Team Dreadnaught here, giving you the preview for Fighters Collection 2015. We are here with our standard break strides in the meta right now.
Not mine. It's not out yet.
Yours restricts perfect shields.
No, my dude's Diablo.
So we got Ultimile for Mike. We got Chrono Jet for Zach.
Thavas.
Yeah.
Thavas for
The one who surpassed the Thorn.
Yeah, the one who surpassed the Thorn Thavas for Brad.
What hit me?
And the newest
in the wrist.
And the newest to the collection is Great Cosmic Hero Grand Gallop as myself, because I'm switching to Deep Police for a while.
Should have put Asha on that, dude. This has Sour Slicer there.
So, like I said, today we are giving you a preview, not a preview, but a rundown of all the cards in Fighters Collection 2015.
Why don't I have sign cards?
Sickness.
Why does Bushiroad hate Aqua Force? Do you have broken cards?
They don't.
Because they give you broken cards.
You have Lambros.
I want sign and broken cards.
You can't have that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
You have Diablo.
If you call Diablo broken one more time, I'm gonna throw it out the window.
Broken.
That's it.
Broken window. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, Fighters Collection 2015 introduced 50 new cards. 8 of them are generation rare, 16 are triple rare, and 26 are double rare. It included 2 units for all 25 clans, or all 24 clans, and then it also gave us 2 Cray Elementals.
Yay, Cray Elementals.
Hey, that guy's a Stones player.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we start off with the generation rares for Fighters Collection, and the first one we start out with is the Royal Paladin one, which is Holy Dragon Religious Soul Savior. For some reason, there's no dragon at the end of it, which is just weird to me. But yeah, Stride for Royal Paladin. It has an auto ability of Counterblast 1, and then choose a face-down card, name it itself, and in your G-Zone, and turn it face up. When it's placed on Vanguard, if you have a hard card with Blaster in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 3 of your units, and they get power +5 on the turn. Then if the number of cards in your soul with Blaster in its name is 2 or more, it gets critical +1. So essentially, it's just a much more up-to-date version of Soul Saver Dragon, in that you need a Blaster Blade. It still gives +3, but instead of Soul Blasting 5, it's just Counterblast 1, G-Flip 1.
Yeah. My only problem I have with this card is, like, sure, you can play it in Thing Saver, which is honestly really good. It gives Thing Saver a real good stride to use. My problem with the card is you have to have reroads on board. What you could honestly do as an alternative to this is Stride Sampler over him, Counterblast 1, only give 2 units 5, but assure you gave 2 units 5. And then G-Flip for Sampler, who gains the power, plus a crit. Yeah. Which is basically what this game is having 2 blasters.
Are you saying Sampler is better, boy?
Secure life.
Quite far.
Oh.
Like, this would be really cool if it could be used in conjunction with Automile.
Yeah, like, if this can be used with Automile, it's real good, but the blaster card really restricts it. It's not a bad card by any means, though. It allows Thing Saver to do some stuff. MLB, if you're still playing Absy Lord.
Why?
The good part about this is, and I think 1 or 2 cards might still be, the thing about this set that's actually pretty nice is that all the cards that require a G-Flip don't require you to have already played a Stride the turn previous, or one of the turns previous to this one. You can pretty much go right into them immediately. So this can be your first Stride, use the ability and go off, which is actually pretty useful, because a lot of these cards, some of them are underpowered for what they do, some of them are overpowered for what they do, and we'll get to those later. And some of them just feel like if they had to wait a turn, it'd probably be terrible.
Yeah.
Like this one, if you had to wait a turn to Stride and do this, it wouldn't feel as fulfilling. Casablo is the exact same thing for less cost.
Yeah, overall, not a bad card. Definitely, I don't really recommend playing it if you're playing Automile with it. I don't personally see a point in doing it.
Or the impending Aichi Legendary.
Yeah.
Pick up 4 though.
Maybe that'll have signs.
Pick up 4. Pick up 4 because if Aichi does get a Legendary, it'll be Blaster Blade, which will allow you to have a Blaster Heart.
So fucking.
Well, not to mention Royal Paladins might get support in set 4.
Yeah, so go ahead and pick up a playset. Just hold on to it.
They'll never not support Blaster.
I'm gonna cause that to spike. I just know it. Go ahead and pick up 4.
They'll never not support Blasters, so it might be worth picking it up if they're cheap when the set comes out.
Soul Saver. Religious Saver.
Next is a card that I didn't know what it did until I played against it for the first time, and that is Deity of the Evening Moon Tsukiyomi. Her effect is act once per turn, choose a face-down card, called itself in the G-Zone, turn it up, and then choose a card with Tsukiyomi in your hand, put it into your soul. So it can actually help the Grade 3 Tsukiyomi ride chain, which I found out because the guy missed the Grade 1 on me. and he was able to put it in the soul using this effect. I'm like, oh, that's pretty nifty. Its effect is when you pay the cost, if you have a heart with Tsukiyomi in its card name, you can look at the top 5 cards, choose 2 from among them and put them in your hand. You don't have to reveal them if my memory serves correct. So yeah. And then the other 3 cards go on the bottom of your deck in any order.
I absolutely love this card. I'm really angry I don't have Tsukiyomi chain still. We used to have it, but I needed Legion and Think Sabers because I love them so. But
You're a selfish moron.
I really like the card. It helps with Tsukiyomi's whole stack thing. The problem I have with the whole stack still is it's not as slow anymore. But decks like Lambros will have you dead before you do it.
Because they don't have sign cards.
It's not a bad thing though. If you're playing
You also know
Tsukiyomi,
sign cards with cards with land.
Yeah.
So,
like,
Also, its ability is once per turn. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
It's an actability once per turn.
like,
it's
I
very
really
solid
love
if you're playing the Tsukiyomi ride chain. It allows you to get to your stack faster and give you cards while setting up more of a stack. I still probably prefer the Koko Susanoo build. Allows it all to draw early, keep it alive, and just hit crits.
Yeah. The person I was playing with was using the Tsukiyomi chain with Susanoo.
Yeah,
And it was pretty decent.
Susanoo is always the thing you play. Like your backup grade, your grade 3 is always Susanoo, and then it's Tsukiyomi or Koko. Or
He was drawing a lot of cards. I almost won because of deck out though. Like that's the problem with
Legion. Not
that's the problem with
OTT.
OTT in general. It's just if your opponent can just keep hanging on and keep hanging on, you can deck out pretty quickly if you keep doing the effects.
Overall, good card. If you're playing Tsukiyomi, you definitely want to play it. I don't know if I recommend it any higher than like a 2 of, but.
And now the last generation rare from the United Sanctuary, and that is Purgation?
Purgation Lion.
I know that this is a weird word to me. Purgation Emperor Mithril Ezel.
So you're telling me that Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, OT, OG, Rare, but fuck the Shadow Paladin.
That is weird to me. It's
That is weird.
It's because you got. It's probably because of the red deck.
I know, it's just weird, because like OTT,
Yeah.
You
I
have
got
15 Trip Warrior cards in the same trial link, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, so you have
I
Purgation.
want more!
It's a sign card.
I want more!
So you have Purgation Lion Emperor Mithril
Warlord
Ezel.
sucks, so I'm sorry.
Ezel's ability is act once per turn.
They do.
Act once per turn, counterblast 1, and then choose a face down version of him in your G zone, turn it face up. If you have a card, if your heart is a card with Ezel in its name, you can unlock all of your locked cards and then look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Search for up to 1 card from among them. It's basically look at the top 5 and call any one of them, up to 1 of them. You don't have to call any if you don't want to, and then put them back on top and then shuffle your deck, the ones you don't call, and then increase your Vanguard's power by
And
the
its
original
power.
by the original power.
And
the
the
rear
Oh,
guard.
and, okay, yeah.
Double the rear
the
guard and
unit,
give its power.
the unit you call basically gets double attack, and increase also your Vanguard by the original attack of the unit you call as well, and they keep that power until the end of the turn. So,
Solid card, once again. The
want
only problem I
everything.
have with this card is Gold Paladin's Break Shrine is probably going to be good.
once again, another card is going to keep Infinite Glendios in check.
Yeah.
Why does he unlock
again,
all of your cards?
once again, Ezel's
Why
job
not, like,
is
3?
always to keep Link Joker out of the game and in check, which this card does very well.
Yeah, they can
I don't think I would use Grand Ezel with it. I think I would more just go with normal Ezel and Cross Ride. Maybe some Grand Ezel. Because personally, I want to be on 13k on my opponent's turn. It doesn't matter what my Vanguard does, I'm going to be striding. Solid card.
Some guy played this against me when I was first testing out Cosmic Hero, and I got destroyed because I had no idea how Cosmic Hero was going to find. Because I was misreading all my cards. Like I thought Sub was a free copter. I didn't know he gave a retire effect on it. So I was like, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Anyway,
I wasn't reading at all.
good card. I don't know if I'd really play it over with Gold Paladin's one like gonna get. If there's an Ezel revival, it'll change my mind.
It might be a card to invest for in case Glendios becomes a problem again, because we'll get to the reason why it might be a problem a little later in this video. That's not to say that it might, and not to say that it will dominate the meta. We don't know yet. Fires Collection hasn't come out yet in Japan. Another week or so, a couple days. So we'll have to wait and see. If Glendios becomes a problem again, then probably people will force Ezel, because it's also a good matchup against the other decks.
Yeah, it gets power and so does the unit.
No matter about their G support, if there's a lot of generation break stuff that's real good, they can use it.
Yeah. Alright. And now we go on to the only Dragon Empire No, there's two. I'm sorry. The first of two Dragon Empire cards in the Generation Rare slot. And the first one is Kagero, which is the Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Draconic Overlord, the Ace. Because they had to make sure he got another iteration in Fire's collection. His ability is Act. His ability is Act, not once per turn, because that would be stupid. His ability is Act, counterblast 2, and choose a card. Choose a card with its name in your G zone, turn it face up. If the number of face up cards in your G zone are 2 or more, okay, so he does have it. Okay,
I hope so.
I misread that. Okay, so like normal boss G units like Saint Blow and Root
Like
Flare
Plasma,
Dragon, it has to be
so similar.
it has to be your second stride basically. And the number of cards in the number of face up cards in your G zone are 2 or more. Until end of turn, this unit gets you drive check -1, so like Vic Plasma, because. And then he also gains the ability Auto Vanguard once per turn. Choose a card in your hand. Choose one card in your hand, and then one card in your hand with Overlord in its name, and discard both of them. At the end of the turn, that attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost, which is the 2 discard. You already paid the Counterblast and the G flip. If you do, stand this unit, and it gets power plus 5,000 at the end of turn. Even if you do not pay the cost of this ability, it cannot be used for the rest of that turn. So if you restand through other means, you can't use this ability later. You have to use this the first time it attacks a Vanguard. It's a restander. We all saw this coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone saw this coming.
The cross is pretty standard. We kind of figured this one.
Yeah.
We seen this guy and knew he stood. Like, you have to see his ability. You're just like, this guy stands. Yeah.
Originally, I thought this might have been a little overcosted, and by overcosted, I mean the double discard. I had no problem. I had no problem with the Counterblast 2.
It's exactly Victor Plaza.
I
This card, Overlord, you get power plus 5.
I had no problem with the Counterblast 2 and the G flip. I originally thought he just should have been discard and Overlord, so basically he would have been Dote's ability without needing to hit, and you had the G flip, so you had to discard a Dote. Most of the time, that's what people do, because of how scarce it is for grade 3s if you're continuously striding and legioning and doing all that stuff. But after a little bit of testing, I can see that if it would, maybe 2 cards is that sweet spot where it has enough of a cost to where it's not completely bonkers, but it's still kind of really, really good. Because it gains plus 5. If it didn't gain the plus 5, I could see.
Plus 5's
I could see more people saying that it maybe should have dropped the discard the one regular unit. But because it gains plus 5, then obviously it's probably fairly costed.
The best part about this is that the X just works so well with the deck. The X just grabs an X to your hand, or a Doge to just pitch for it the turn before, so you can just use it next turn.
Yeah.
Works wonderful with the X in the deck.
It's a powerful card. It's going to see obviously a lot of play in cross decks. It's not going to be the bite it needs to get over Lambros because it's still too slow in my opinion. Because Lambros will kill you before you get to the second stride most of the time, or even if they do, you might not be able to stride up to them because your hand will be depleted or your field won't be that good. A lot of people see that he might see play in. We might see a resurgence in great rebirth builds. Because you have a little more access to more Overlords without needing things.
I personally play him in the cross decks that play 9 grade 3s. You have an extra grade 3 now.
Yeah.
This card, all of your grade 3s have an Overlord's name. It's real cute X Blade and Cross Blade Master.
Yeah.
Great Blade Master.
It's very powerful. It's gonna make the cross much more relevant, obviously, in the meta because he hasn't really been doing much because Great Nature and Aqua Force have kind of pushed Draconic Overlord out of the meta a little bit.
Good. Fuck, we don't need a meta with Overlord every single fucking season.
But this deck will probably push it back to a little more playable standard, but it's still going to lose to Aqua Force, and I think it's now on toe with full-powered D-Police decks, Thing Saver, and Great Nature.
Can't forget about that Nova Grappler.
And, yeah, Grappler. And Grappler's heading up there, too. And then the last Dragon... And then the last Dragon Emperor card we have is True Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Turbo. The card that kind of came out of nowhere.
You're missing a generation rare.
No, there's one after.
That's the last Dragon Empire one.
Yeah.
This card came out of nowhere. I don't think it didn't.
They know it's him and Admiral Maelstrom at the same time.
No, man.
No, it
it's
is.
just-
I think-
we
I think-
didn't expect a brawler.
I don't think anyone expected a
We
brawler.
had Eradicator,
Or even, it
maybe
was,
Vermilion.
or even if it was a brawler, I don't think people expected just a straight up another version of Knuckle.
Yeah, the only thing I expected. Yeah.
Like I was totally expecting an Eradicator.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting an Eradicator Strider.
Like a rogue Eradicator lived through the war and he came back from the future. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I was actually thinking it might be like a bigger Tempest Bolt because of all the Tempest kind of effects that they gave in set 2.
But no,
Well, honestly, what skill would he have?
Kind of you both
He nukes-
two G-flip.
He nukes both fields anyway.
He could have saved your field instead.
I guess.
They would have made the Eradicator.
I said, what would Tempest Bolt really do for
Oh,
the
yeah.
future?
Yeah.
Just
I wouldn't mind a
he
count
blows
off
up-
two
he-
G-flip.
He would have killed just the opponent's field.
Maybe it could have been retire as many units as you want, so you can choose what to retire.
Yeah, I guess.
Kill so many.
So you would retire your units that gain the abilities, but then
Yeah,
keep your
it
spark
would
range
just
and
be
stuff.
weird for him to come back.
Choose
Like,
up
he
to 10
blows up
rivers.
both
Alright,
fields.
let's go ahead and.
Yeah, retire up to 10 rivers.
Okay, let's
That's
stop the
interesting.
speculation. Just keep going.
No, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, but anyway, his effect
That's the
is.
point of this video.
So yeah, Big Bang Knuckle Turbo. His effect is act once per turn, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and then choose a face down card in your G zone. Turn face up. You do not have to G flip another turbo. That's the big kicker about this card. So it's like X Tiger. You can turn over whatever you want.
But yeah, all the G-Ros in this set do so far, but yeah, this guy.
Yeah, this one you can turn over whatever you want. If you have a card in your heart with Big Bang Knuckle in its name, until end of turn he gets the ability Continuous. When this unit would choose a unit to attack, choose up to 3 of your opponent's units for each of your heart cards instead, and this unit battles all of the chosen units in one attack. And this unit gets power plus 5,000 for each face-up card named True Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Turbo in your G-Zone. So while you don't have to turn up turbos, if you do, it will increase his power. Otherwise, he doesn't have another way to gain the power. Whereas Big Bang Knuckle Buster would gain 5 for using his ability automatically. Whereas this guy, you do have to G-flip to do it.
Now,
Now,
attack 6 units, dude.
now, while that sounds like a stipulation, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if you stride this over a Legion pair,
You're going for 6 units, right?
then you hit their entire field,
What I
essentially.
like about this is it allows brawler decks to not die the second they have to ride Knuckle Dragon.
Yeah,
You just Legion then stride over. It doesn't matter what Knuckle you stride over.
right. This has to have Big Bang in it, Big Bang Knuckle
Yeah.
in its name, so you can use it over Dragon or Buster.
I mean, you still want to ride Buster for a cross on your opponent's turn, but it doesn't like hurt you indefinitely if you.
And another thing about him is that he is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. You don't have to put one in the Soul, so you can Soul Blast Knuckles that you may have had a ride or Perfect Shield, so you can Legion next turn and put him back in the deck for extra bullets to attack 4 or attack the front row, depending on what Vanguard you have on the field. I still don't see him doing anything because at the end of the day, Vanguard exclusive. The game is ruled by super overpowered Vanguards, which can be removed from the field. I still think he'll do something. Just what, I don't know.
He'll be what Brawlers already wore, that rogue deck that kind of does something here and there.
He's a powerful card who will be used as a kind of an alternate to
Conquest.
Conquest Dragon when they don't call rear urns. And then we got 3 more generation rares to go.
Yeah.
The first one is the only one from the Stargate, and that is Death Starvator Omega Loop Glendios.
Bergen.
Yeah.
For some reason, they felt a need for Glendios to come back.
And for some reason, y'all fucking people think he's terrible.
You know, to be honest, when we seen Ezel and unlocking all rear, we should have seen this coming. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, we were all thrown for a loop. Loop.
For some reason, a lot of people call this card
Like-
bad, and I don't see how. I can understand people's. I can understand why people don't like it, in that you need
A bunch of grade 3s.
you need 5 damage to keep the Omega lock because you can't use Glendios' ability. I understand that. That's why people don't like it. But what it does is just very powerful, and I don't understand. Like, it's something you're gonna need to keep your eye on because.
It's something that can just spring the win out of nowhere. Like, if you manage to get them the 5 damage, they just call 5 reverse units out of nowhere and Kalos 2, you're dead in the water if they have 5 damage.
Yeah.
And we do G-flips.
Well, I mean, if they manage to attack you, Rubidium in here.
I'm surprised they
The
didn't
only
make
part I hate about this guy is still Rubidium. That's the only thing I will ever hate about Glendios.
Yeah, the Glendios decks are overpowered in my opinion because of Rubidium. If Rubidium didn't exist, the deck would be a lot more balanced.
Like, I personally don't care about it.
It would be terrible.
It's a deck I don't really, like, think will ever do anything.
You have
I don't
Mithril.
think it'd be terrible.
You have Mithril Ezel. What is mental Ezel unlock all rear guards? What's up with that?
This Ezel's just one of those.
What is Mono?
Anyway, Omega Gladios' ability is act on Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 2 and choose a face down card. Counterblast 2, choose
a face down card. Recording.
Oh, okay.
What
Yeah,
up?
sorry about that, it cut off. Anyway, Gladios is Counterblast 2, choose a face down card name Omega Loop Gladios in your G zone, turn it face up. If you have a heart with Gladios in its card name, your opponent chooses a rearguard circle. Your opponent chooses a rearguard circle for each of your rearguards with reverse in their card name, and then puts the top card of his or her deck into those rearguard circles face down as a locked card. So essentially, for every rearguard you have with reverse in your name or reverse in its name, you cold death your opponent.
Fuck.
Which is really good, but then if the number of cards in your damage zone, you're being the Gladios player, and your damage zone is 5 or more, all of your opponent's locked units cannot unlock. So you Omega lock if you're at 5 damage. So, Zach.
Broken as fuck.
Seriously though, in your testing,
Fucking broken. I stole wins, dude. I kept taking damage. I kept rubidium rear guards, and I just 5 reverse units.
It's pretty good.
Skill Omega lock.
Rubidium is the only problem with Gladios.
Yeah, like Rubidium is the sole reason the deck will ever do anything. He's rather good.
Reevaluate play this game if you think this guy's bad. Just like seriously.
If it wasn't for Rubidium, that's
None of that.
No, dude, all of that. If people think this guy is bad, they need to reevaluate play this game. No, he's not like end gaming like Lambros is.
If Rubidium
but
didn't
he's just
completely,
like,
if Rubidium
he's not
didn't
bad.
blank, if Rubidium didn't blank like Knuckle Busters and shit, then Narukami could keep the deck in check. But they can't because Rubidium's an unfair card.
The other problem we have with this is Rubidium directs the attack away from Vanguard, meaning attack Vanguard effects will not activate. Hence, Thing Saber will not be able to restand to stop them.
Oh, this is about you now.
The boss won't be able to reset.
Abyss doesn't do that either.
I know. This is about you now, isn't it?
Abyss will be able to stop them.
Saber
He
can't
is.
reset.
He's at the start of the battle, meaning for anything happens, G flips cancel. Granted, you want to rear right if you manage to do his job.
I managed to do a job, you're usually get locked. I'm sorry. It's how it is.
Omega Loop was extremely powerful. Will it impact the meta? We don't know yet. It depends on how many people force Ezel. Alright. Now the only recipient of Grid Generation rares from the Magellanesia, and that is Blue Storm Master Dragon Admiral Maelstrom.
Absolutely terrible.
Admiral Maelstrom.
His name might as well should be not Lambros Dragon. His ability is auto. His ability is auto once per turn, counterblast 1, and then choose any face down card in your G zone, turn it face up. So once again, like Knuckle Turbo.
What's up with that? We're all over here
Yeah.
G flipping. They're over here flipping whatever the fuck.
So
No, I have to flip an Admiral Maelstrom.
no,
flip anything.
you flip anything. So like Knuckle Turbo,
No.
like Knuckle Turbo, Admiral Maelstrom can G flip anything he wants.
He would have been this much better.
His ability is when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, if it's the fourth of if it is the fourth attack, it's the first battle of that turn or more, which it always will be. You have a heart with Maelstrom in its card name. You may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, choose 3 of your opponent's rear guards, then your opponent chooses one of them for each face-up Admiral Maelstrom in your G zone and retires them. So at most, depending on how you play them, the first one, unless you G flip himself, retires nothing.
Can I not explain my own card?
Okay, fine.
Explain what you're saying. You G flip the first one, he retires one, you draw one. Next time you would stride, if you G flip him again, it's draw 1, retire 3 on a hit, which is terrible on a stride. The stride will never hit.
Alright, I'm gonna
Most
go
of the
ahead and
time,
explain this card differently.
mystery for it.
Alright. The problem I have with this card is he doesn't have to pay a singular cost unless he hits. Meaning he can keep abusing this and until you let him hit. If he doesn't, cool, he didn't waste any G zones.
Yeah, ignore Maelstrom.
Yeah, like he doesn't waste a cost if he doesn't hit. If he hits, he makes you kill one, he draws one. His next, they guarded that one. His next attack hits, he makes you kill 2, draw 1.
So you'd rather his ability have been...
Can also on G flip then if he hits tutor shit.
Well, I'll just say, to make it a little more fair, flip over anything, first off. Then he gains the ability, when he hits, counterblast 1, draw 1, choose 3,
Yeah.
retire X.
Because you don't have to pay a cost unless you hit.
Right.
What's my only problem with this guy. And also, Despina makes sure you can't just zero him if you want to guard with zeros.
Here's the problem, though. No one's going to play him. No one's playing this card, because Lambros exists.
You play him with Lambros. You play 4 and 4.
kind of what I was doing.
With Maelstrom cards.
Yeah, that's true because you don't
And
need.
you play the full Maelstrom deck.
Yeah, because you don't need Generation Break 2 basically to use his effect.
Yeah,
you can use them. You can use them
first.
first and then go right into Lambos next turn. Yeah.
Like, if that real low amounts of damage, instead of going in Lambos, you can always go into Admiral Maelstrom and push them the high damage while you keep killing the Rearguards and drawing cards.
His art's really weird. It doesn't look like Maelstrom at all.
And if not, you just don't waste any resources at all.
Yeah, if not, you just ride Lambos.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the issue. They just don't waste resources.
Admiral
if I
Maelstrom
hit,
is
I'm gonna
really
pay this
freaking
cost.
amazing.
I don't think he's as good
Admiral
as you saying,
Maelstrom
but
is
he's
really
pretty.
freaking amazing.
I don't think he's as good as you say, but I still think he's pretty good though.
I don't know.
It's because of all the Maelstrom stuff they gave him in the set.
The only problem is if you put the crit trigger behind him, it becomes stupid.
Yeah.
Lambos is not a problem.
They have,
Because
a,
they have the 30,000 that does stupid things.
they have a Maelstrom Basil that now activates and shit. I'm sorry, guys. This is off topic. We can go to the next card. This is just me bitching about Aqua Force now.
Okay, fine. The next card's not that
Lambos.
much. The next card's not that much of a thing anyway. So the last generation rare, and the recipient of the award of why the hell are you a generation rare?
Yep.
And that's Interdimensional Dragon Epoch Maker Dragon.
Holy crap.
This is for Gear Chronicle. His effect is Auto Vanguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may choose one of your rear guards and bind it face up. If you do, search your deck for one grade 3 card, call it to rear guard, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, put the unit called with this effect on the bottom of your deck. If you put a card on the bottom of your deck this way, choose a card with this effect. Choose a card bound with this effect from your bind zone, call it back to rear guard. What?
You guys ever see a dumpster? Like,
This guy isn't very good in my opinion, nor the Gear Chronicle player's opinion, to be honest.
So basically,
This dude's awful.
he bounces a rear guard,
Why you gotta bounce the boss?
shut
call something else,
Yeah.
call something else. You basically attack with that. If it remember, this is all it hits. It doesn't have an ability. It doesn't have an effect, but it has no cost though. Or doesn't? It has no cost. It has to hit. So you hit, use the ability, phase something out. Basically, you bind it.
Bring something else up.
Bring a grade 3 out from your deck. Attack with that, and at the end of the turn, this goes to the bottom, and then whenever you
Bound. Returns
Bound.
to the field.
goes back onto the field.
There's a few issues with this
Alright.
card. One, it has to hit. Two, Gear Chronicle has no one placed on rear guard insert effect here. Except for Glimmer Breath, but he had to call a grade 3. No grade 3 has a rear
The
guard
thing I like
effect.
about this guy is,
Well, you can use whatever the ability you bounce. Like if it's a Glimmer Breath.
yeah, if you have a
can
Glimmer
use
Breath binded, you can call
Yeah.
it back. And also
I know, it's just my issue is the grade 3's not skills.
yeah.
That's not better.
If you didn't have to call it grade 3, this guy'd be amazing. But sadly, it's a call it.
His original translation was better. It was pretty much the same thing, but call a unit one grade higher than what you bound.
Now I can only call a grade 3.
But no, now he's the dumpster.
Dumpster baby.
He's the dumpster baby. Dumpster.
For clients, maybe 1 or 2 look like that.
Hell,
I've been playing higher.
Yeah, so those are generation rares,
His art's
basically.
sick.
So those are generation rares. Basically, the best of generation rares is Ace. I think we're all in agreement with that one. And then
I don't know if I agree with you.
Ace and Loot tied for top. Then you'd have Turbo, Maelstrom, and Ezel pretty good, and the other ones
I think Luke is
decent,
the
but not
absolute
that impactful.
Personally, that or Maelstrom best for G-Ray is sad best.
Anyway, now we're on.
Maybe.
Now we're on to the triple rares and one of the face cards of Fire's Collection 2015, and a giant disappointment. Like her flavor text tries to help, but
I know, I'm sorry you're still playing Angel Feather.
you are someone who knows pain, so I will lend you my power. So show me that you can't do anything. Nice, thanks, fucking bitch. Doesn't help at all. Anyway, this is Holy Celestial Mikael. So Angel Feather support finally, but it's not that good. Act once per turn, counter boss 1. If you have a card, if your heart is a card with Celestial in its name, you can put the top card of your deck into damage zone. Then choose a face-up card from your damage zone and call it to rear guard. Then, if you have a face-up card in your damage zone with the same name as a card in your heart, the unit called with this ability gets power plus 5,000 till end of turn. No.
Well, you guys play Angel Feather, so I kind of stay out of this one.
Yeah, I'm staying out of this one.
Like, I can see where it's playable, but the problem is Angel Feather as it is.
You're the Angel Feather player, but he plays Celestial, so I'm gonna let you guys do it this one.
The problem with this is that even though this sounds like a good card, Angel Feather does not have the support to do anything right now.
It's
Their
so-
rear guards
it's
are terrible.
It's Celestial restricted, and really Angel Feather doesn't have support in general, like you said. It's just... It has potential if Celestials will continue getting support, but next time Angel Feather gets support, it wouldn't be Celestials.
They only have Yeah, it's like they haven't got support since set 13, and even of those cards, only like 4 of them are playable.
Yeah, the Legion.
Ew. They don't have the cards to support Legion. That's what I keep saying. That's their problem.
Yeah.
They have no way to Soul Blast other than fucking Mobile Hospital and Circular Saw's Persona Booster. If they had a Soul Blast 2 draw one, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not much saying on this card.
Yeah, the big problem with Angel Feather is that they don't have the cards to really do anything. All of the boss units for Angel Feather have completely power creeped out of the meta to the point where a Stride won't help them. And now because of Gear Chronicle and everything, there's now enough retiring and tuck effects that their rear guards are never going to stay on the field.
Yeah, it's another problem. Any field disruption just automatically destroys them.
Now we move on to the next triple rare, and that is True Revenger Drag Ruler Revenant.
Oh, baby.
He almost looks exactly like the original Drag Ruler art. It's like so lazy. It looks exactly the same, except now he's turning his head and his sword's not on the picture. So, also illustrated by
Same thing I did the original one.
Yeah. Revenant's ability is act once per turn. Choose one of your rear guards' Revenger in its card name and retire it. If you have a heart card with Revenger in its card name, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or less card with Revenger in its card name called to rear guard. This unit, so Revenant, and the unit you called both get +3 till end of turn.
Oh, they both came close to you?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sorry about that.
No, it doesn't.
So, what's that?
This wasn't Revenger's thing.
How did he go from Dilla damage infinitely to
To this piece of shit? I don't know.
to everything Royal Paladin wished they had?
I don't know. I hate this card because the new Shadow Paladins are all about calling grade 1s. So I guess they assume that they need to make the Revenger guy about that.
Revenger also conquered.
You know
The
what?
problem is Revenger called anything.
You know what
This
surprised
dude
me
just
about
calls
this?
grade 1s.
You know
that was never really Revenger boss units
Power
power.
only called it once.
Boss unit power, though, was never Revengers to call units. It was always sack their own units and do something.
You know what's funny about this? It doesn't call the unit underneath the Vanguard. It should.
Finally. Finally, but yeah, it's just, I personally like this guy.
Pure Dark called grade once.
Underneath.
Underneath.
Pure was the stone. Anyway.
But no, this guy, I don't personally like him. Like, I'll probably throw him in a deck and do a couple matches profile
I think
with
Abyss
him.
is pretty cool with him.
But,
I like to set up Thorn so you can flip damage.
yeah, I guess. But yeah, again, I'll test him out more. Just reading his ability, I'm just like, no.
No one's playing that when Diablos comes out. People are gonna force Diablos.
But, yeah.
Because if you're not ready for it, it will just kill you. Diablos forces you to play a different way.
But yeah, again, I'll throw him in a deck, I'll use him, test him out, make a couple videos with him for you guys. But
Yeah.
I personally just don't like his ability.
Next card on the list is Divine Flame Ultimate Regalia Demeter. This is the Genesis Stride, as Mike convulses over here.
It's okay,
Brandon.
Brandon.
Start foaming.
We're at 13 minutes.
Alright.
This one saves is falling again. Like,
Demeter's ability is auto, counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you don't have to hit. When it attacks the Vanguard, if you have a card with Regalia in your heart, you may pay the cost, which is just counterblast 1 again. If you do, for each of your heart cards, so if you're over a Legion, you have 2 hearts technically, Soul Charge 3, and choose a card from your damage zone, turn it face up. So if you only have 1 card in your heart, you unflip 1, Soul Charge 3. If you have 2 in your heart, you unflip 2, Soul Charge 6.
it's pretty solid while you're waiting on the break ride with your Juzzle. If you're playing Nyx instead of it, it actually gives you a way to find a Soul Charge. Overall, it helps what Regalia wants to do, but I fear they're now too
Soul Blast, Soul
This could
Charge.
actually make what's her name playable.
Nyx.
No, the
Dark
other
Soul.
one.
The fighter selection? Not the fighter.
No, the one from 14.
Minerva?
No, not Minerva. The
Fighter
other
selection
one.
14.
No,
Persephone.
no, the stupid bitch from BT14.
What's about Blue Goblin?
Not Brunhilde 320 off.
Minerva?
What's her name? The other one. I forget. her
There was
name.
only 2! Minerva?
No, there was another one.
Angelica? The bird
No! Fucking, what bitch looks like Ryuko? Yatagarasu!
The bitch that stands.
Yatagarasu!
The one who Soul Blast 9.
Yatagarasu!
Yeah, the one who stands Soul Blast 9 and you
Cool. I like to see you have your Regalia heart.
Hey, you right?
Well, that's why I was name
Trying to
regardless.
say the bitch's name.
Oh wow, I forgot.
Bitch's name is
I know. I was trying
Awesome.
to tell him the effect. I'm like, yeah, that's right. She doesn't have her name. All right, never mind. I'm fucking Narukami.
Alright,
Oh, so yeah, this card's bad. Okay, next.
It's-
On to the next one. On to the next one.
It's good for what Regalia was.
Yeah, it's basically used for. You basically use it for your Drizzle if you don't have cards and
I'm
stuff.
sorry for the shouting next to the mic.
Yagarasu.
Now we have broken cards. Next card on this list is 6 Realm Stealth Dragon, Jururukian or Jurukan.
Some other weird fucking
They
name.
need to stop supporting Nubatama because they can't make these effects fair. They haven't yet.
I'm not gonna lie, it might just be all Team Dreadnaught besides Brandon's personal bias against Nubatama.
Oh no, the clan's broken as fuck.
I just hate. Hand attack in Vanguard is just the dumbest fucking thing on the
Oh
planet.
yeah, because you're the guard with the shit in your hand.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
why?
This
20
doesn't.
seconds and I'm gonna turn off.
Why?
Alright, not much to say about the card. Very solid. We're gonna do the effect first, so show us.
Yeah. So
We have the effects, so you fucking complain about it.
yeah. An effect is auto on Vanguard. That is auto on Vanguard. Counterblast 2. So here's the first problem. This card doesn't require a G flip,
Obviously.
so you can use it 4 times
Duh.
if you can unflip.
Well, obviously.
There's the first fucking problem.
Use
with
Rain
this card.
Element Tier.
Here's the first problem with this fucking card.
No Crayon was this was?
Rain Element Tier.
It has to be a G zone.
Yeah, so wants to unflip for every G zone.
For Crayon.
Furry Krell has a linear G zone.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's for the decks that have such terrible strides they have to use Crayon on
And
this.
Mother.
Yeah.
Rotating!
Yeah. So anyway, Counterblast 2, no G flip, which I believe is the first problem. It should have been Counterblast 2 G flip.
Maybe.
When this unit attacks a Vanguard, don't need to hit. Another problem. Doesn't need to even hit.
The other one needs to hit.
No, fuck that. Counterblast 2, when his unit attacks a Vanguard, we pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and bind it face up. Your opponent then chooses a card from his hand and binds it face down. If you have a heart with Shura Stealth Dragon, which is literally,
So if you showed over Nubatama grade 3, you
which
have
is
the effect.
every single Nubatama Grade 3
Except the-
except one,
Voidmaster.
which is the original one, the one that no one plays.
I've seen a few decks play them, I won't lie.
In its card name, until
They're
the end
crazy.
until end of turn, your opponent puts the cards bound with this effect into his or her drop zone. So yeah,
So, we're all complaining about retiring and locking. Can we just say how annoying binding is? Like,
it's not even binding; it's binding from your hand. That's the shit part. Like at least you get to choose with this one, but the problem is that you basically have to get rid of a card automatically.
you want to get rid of 3s, so shield your hand for this attack. The problem is when you get rid of your 3s,
Yeah.
you don't have enough to stride. It's
It's
like,
basically retire 1, discard 1, because as long as you stride over a card with Shura Stealth Dragon in its name, both the cards that get bound go to the drop. You don't get to choose to keep them. They don't come back if you guard it properly. They are just gone. They might as well.
Yeah.
It might as well be retire 1. Your opponent discards 1.
The other thing I really hate about
Let's do
this
it
guy
in the future,
is that
I
you
guess.
can break ride, get the break ride effect, then stride.
Which is what many people are doing. They're basically playing the break ride and then
The Legion.
1 to 4 copies of either the Legion, the original one, just because why not?
No, you play the Legion.
I've also seen some people play the gun. I've also seen people play the guy from
14.
Fire Scratch 14.
Ah, okay.
Because that guy can also be completely devastating with this.
It really depends. I mean, do I feel like everyone do anything in the meta? No, because no one plays them. Their art is awful.
A lot of people over here in America go by art and just, they're not really...
Nor do I feel it's been their power. The problem I have with Nubatama
That's not
is
true.
it
English
can
players play Rashid.
Never,
Rashid!
ever get support in my opinion. Because
Rashid's
it's
the
always-
man, dude.
Targeting the hand in a game where hand is everything is really powerful.
Yeah, like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, hand attack isn't as it's powerful but not detrimental. But in Vanguard, your hand is your life.
Why can't I thought
essentially.
seize my opponent every turn?
No,
You're an asshole. That's why.
because it's powerful.
Fine, you can thought see somebody. You have to take it damage every time you do it. That's Smash Play.
Yeah,
See, too?
Thoughtseize, you get paid 2 life. So you take 2 damage, you can do that all day long.
Man, I don't care, but you get loaded damage. I'm
Maybe
gonna
discard your entire hand. I'll take 2 damage. Sure.
Whatever.
You only do it twice.
Nah, this Just take 3 damage for that. Just come right. Alright, next card.
Yeah, Nubatama is just a clan that's fundamentally it can only be one of two things: unplayable or God tier 0 broken, can't lose.
Obama here.
Obama tier.
It can't be anything else.
Powerful.
Anyway, the next stride is Super Ancient Dragon Paratitan.
Oh, bitches. Paratitan.
Paratitan's ability is
I think all of us are just covering things that don't
Yeah.
have designated clans.
I'm not even covering my clans apparently.
when this unit
Everybody else is covering my
when
clans.
this unit is placed on Vanguard, if you have a heart with Ancient
You
Dragon in
do
its
two
card
cents. You are
name,
2 cents.
hold on. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, if you have a card with Ancient Dragon in its card name, choose a rear guard of all fighters, retire them, and increase this unit's power by the sum of the original power of the units retired with this effect until end of turn. If the power increase with this effect is 20,000 or more, it gets critical +1. So basically what this does is basically in team fights, this guy always has crit +1.
Wait, who?
Paratitan.
Can we just see how badass this guy would be used in fucking team fights? Come on.
What this guy's ability is basically...
Kill.
What this guy's ability is you basically choose one rear guard for each player, retire them, and then he gains power equal to their attack combined. And then if the combination of the two powers is 20,000 or more, he gets critical +1.
So in tech fights, he always gets fucking.
And this effect is 100% free. The only thing that triggers his ability is calling him to rear guard. Or calling him to Vanguard, is Trident.
Over an Ancient Dragon.
Over an Ancient Dragon, which is, I don't know why you wouldn't. And then you bind Dark Rex.
Still not gonna make Tachikaze all that playable.
No, see what people do? They're going bind Dark Rex, and then they're using Iguana Gorg. So you retire them with Dark Rex, and you call them back, attack.
You can't call back with one of them.
Can't call back Iguana Gorgs. Once it reaches the drop zone and Dark Rex is on Vanguard, so he's no longer an Ancient Dragon Vanguard, you cannot call back Iguana Gorg.
Chronicle, why?
That's how it's ruled.
Damn.
Yeah, they thought.
I'm trying to next level shit. Damn.
They
Yeah,
thought-
then people would be playing that right now if they could
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Tachikaze wouldn't be shit.
Yeah, they would be absolutely god awful.
And I think their Soul Loss 2 on flip too. Like that's one of the
That's not
things
terrible.
that's
If we had Geoconda, we know when the fuck we're getting Geoconda.
It's because he needs it for the double Legion it builds. The Soul Loss 2 on flip.
Kevin was wrecking the hell out of me with his. But then it's because I have in casual matches, I just can't hit triggers on damage zone.
Alright, next card.
Bitchin'. That's all I hear.
Like you would go Dino Crowd into the Legion mate, and then just bang, 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 bang.
All I hear is bitchin'. Just keep going.
Hit me for a bunch of damage on like turn 2, and I can't do it. Oh yeah, dude, next card. Yeah, like this card's anything. Anyway, the next card is called Filler. I mean, Beauty of Light, Snowfall, Shirayuki.
Oh,
I love this card. It's
never-
terrible, but I love this card.
Why does this card exist?
shit, dude.
Her ability is when she's placed on Vanguard. Choose one of your heart, and then search your deck for up to one card with the same name as that
The
card.
heart has to be Shirayuki.
So Shirayuki, basically. No, you can call
No.
anything you're from heart.
Yeah,
You can ride it on anything. If you ride it on a Zembaku, you can call it Zembaku.
Why the fuck?
And then Shirayuki goes back to your hand.
Because if the card's name is Shirayuki in his hand, then you return that unit to your hand at the end of turn, and then discard it.
Ew.
So if you ride it over anything else besides Shirayuki, you basically just clone whatever your Vanguard was. And then it stays on the field.
Oh, that's
if it was
awful.
if it was a Shirayuki, you can choose to put the...
Anybody
if,
want to buy Shirayuki's? Got 4.
If you stride over a Shirayuki, you have the option of putting the Shirayuki you call back in your hand at the cost of discarding a card.
Anybody want to buy some Shirayuki's? I got a play set.
If you didn't have to discard them, then fine. Like Counterblast 1.
She wouldn't have been awful, but
I'll tell you what this should have been. It should have been Kagero Bloom.
man.
Stride, choose 2 cards with the same name, and then if your heart is Shirayuki, you can Counterblast 1, return them both to your hand.
Well, returning
Kagero
2.
Bloom,
Returning 2 would
guards.
cause a discard.
Well, I mean, Chicago Bloom for your Vanguard. You would clone. Like, it would have been way better if you were to stride over
Sumi
Shirayuki.
Road.
If you rode over Shirayuki, call 2 more Shirayukis,
I know.
and then at the end of turn, you can Counterblast 1,
I know.
choose
I
both, put back in
understand.
your
I
hand.
get it. I get it.
Like, that would have been so much better, much
Okay.
more playable.
Returning 2 though would cause a discard 1 cost though.
I still hold the greatest achievement of all time. I think I'll play Murakumo. Murakumo's part.
Yeah, Murakumo was terrible, and Mike said, I want to play Murakumo now.
Next day,
The
they
next day, they announced Murakumo was getting support in set 3.
I want to play Mega Colony.
Yeah, you could never do it for Angel Feathers. Bastard.
Wouldn't
I
that?
have I don't know why it doesn't work.
You already have them. You say you don't want to play them.
Anyway,
You
the
gotta say you
award.
don't want to play them.
Anyway, the award. Even though this guy's a great artist, the award for the laziest art.
8 minutes.
The award for the laziest art goes to the next card on the list, and that is Battle Deity Asura Kaiser, because it's just basically Like all the Sir Kaiser arts are so lazily made. It's just like a weird robot made in like stop motion animation.
I'm gonna borrow my side card. Throw this deck at you.
Anyway, Battle Deity Sir Kaiser's ability is act once per turn. Choose a grade 3 card from your drop zone and put on top of your deck. So once again, no G flipping cost at all for some reason. The ability is shuffle your deck until end of turn. This unit gets auto. When this unit drive check reveals a grade 3 card. If you have a card with a Sir Kaiser in its card name, choose up to 4 of your rear guards and stand them.
This dude is so ridiculous on release. We tested him out, and this dude's just not all that powerful.
Who? He's
It's because he's not better than Immortal. Immortal stands himself. That's always what the benefit was. This guy just stands all your rear guard.
This dude is pretty.
If you could choose himself to stand, he'd be broken, obviously, but he need much more. He need a much higher cost.
You would need to spend all your 4 rear guard tokens of standing on the Vanguard.
Stand 4 rear guards or stand your Vanguard
Yeah.
for like counterblast 1 G flip, and you can only do it once.
Wall drop taking grade 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either 4 rear guards or the Vanguard.
Lazy ability, lazy art. It's another Sir Kaiser. It does what it always does. Yeah.
Stand the rear guards, and then eventually it'll probably
Drop it
stand
at 3, do something.
Yeah. Then we have Hyper Metalborg Heavy Duke. Heavy Duke. He takes a Heavy Duke on your chest.
I forgot this card is. This guy is so broken.
You alright?
You okay, champ?
You good?
Basically, this guy is Sin Buster. He's both the Sin Buster's ability, but with a cost. Because Sin Buster's abilities are completely free. His arm.
Sin Buster died. Like grade 1 negation. Then, if I really got a grade 1 negation, I'm gonna get another crit guard negation.
No.
Michael Schaller. Anyway,
Next time Genesis.
what Heavy Duke's ability is... What Heavy Duke's ability is auto counterblast 2. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, until end of battle, he gets... When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, draw a card for each of your hearts. So, no matter what you stride this over, if its attack hits the Vanguard, you draw a card, or 2 if you strode it over a Legion.
Yeah.
But if you strode it over a card with Metalborg in its name, until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards to rearguard circle from their hand.
Guardian.
Or to Guardian circle from their hand.
So this is the rear guard circle. How fucking broken.
So this is essentially Sin Buster with a counterblast 2 onto it. This is essentially Sin Buster with a counterblast 2 attached to it. So
Yeah,
I guess
for
as the
calling
D
cards.
Police player now, I have to. He's good. I might fit one of them into this deck when I get more D Police cards. There's not much really to say about it. Everyone knows about Sin Buster. Sin Buster's a pretty overpowered
he's
card.
for draw 2.
This card, if Commander Laurel still stays at 4, this card's obviously going to be broken and overpowered.
Yep.
So, put Laurel to 1. Put Laurel to 1, please. I mean, Jesus Christ. And the next one on here, we have Great Warrior Dudley Geronimo.
Woohoo!
Why this guy has a G flip, I'll never know. Considering some of these cards don't.
He probably should have had a G flip, but he probably should have kept the heart, or vice versa.
Yeah, so the biggest problem with Spike Brother cards is that they're not Bloody Ogre, so.
Stop it.
Geronimo's ability is act once per turn, counterblast 1, and then G flip himself. If you have a heart with Dudley in its card name, another problem with this card.
Yeah.
Not Bloody Ogre.
One or the other, he wouldn't have been fine.
Yeah. If a heart with Dudley in its card name, this unit gets auto. When your rearguard attacks anything, that unit gets plus 5,000 power to the end of the battle, and put it at the bottom of your deck at the end of the battle. Then, if the number of face-up cards in your G zone are 2 or more till end of turn, this unit gets your rearguards may attack a Vanguard from the back row. So basically, if you have 2 face-up cards in your G, if you stride him first, he's a Bloody Ogre.
Yeah.
That's all he is for counterblast 1. He's a Bloody Ogre for the turn. But if you have 2 face-up in your G zone, which you'll have if he's your second stride of the turn, you get Bloody Ogre. You get Bloody Ogre for the entire field. Because it gives a +5 to your entire field as long as they're attacking.
Yeah.
So boosters still don't get the 5. But if you have 2 face up, your entire field can attack from the back row. So all your back row becomes basically, if they're 7Ks, become 12 to the Vanguard.
This dude's good. He has 2 problems: G flip and W soul part.
Yeah, the problem is he needs Dudley in his soul, and Lucifer and Emperor are just bad cards.
You have the 10K beat stick, Legion.
Bad cards.
I'm just saying, he's also Dudley.
There's not much really to say about Geronimo, unfortunately. It's just, he looks like Juggernaut on steroids.
Can you
if
try
that's
to
mixing
Paladin?
in.
No, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He's one or the other. If he had the G flip, he didn't need to have the heart. If he had the heart, he didn't need the G flip. Like,
Then we have Amon's Claws, Marcosia.
I hate both the Dark Arrows. He strides these. So.
Well, yeah, they have the Vampire now. They're
It's
going.
so good.
They're going all twink with Dark Irregulars right now. It's really weird. They're becoming. They're becoming the Hot Topic clan when they weren't supposed to be the Hot Topic clan. Dark Irregulars.
How much time we got left on this one?
Brandon is just so not interested in this video.
Kinda. 15 minutes. We got 5.
Why are you so uninterested? Anyway, Marcosius' ability is
I love the Grand Blue Sharks.
Act Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 1. If you have a card with a Mon in its heart, if your heart is a card with a Mon in its name, choose 2 of your rear guards with a Mon in their card name. Which is fine considering they're giving you a lot more Mon support. Like, this card actually might now be a little bit better.
They have the Amon's Poets from like set fucking 3.
Like, this card now might be better because they are giving a Mon more support.
Yeah. They have all the Amon's followers.
So yeah, choose 2 of your rear guards with a Mon in its card name. Those units,
insert numbers, cards with soul here.
and then those units get +3 for every 5 cards in your soul. So for
10 cards, they get +6.
yeah, so 1 to 4 they get nothing, 5 to 9 they get 3, 10 to 14 they get 6, blah 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 blah.
Oh,
It might
it was long.
it might see play when set 3 comes out if they keep giving them on a little more support. Like, we've only seen a couple cards. They might only give them on a couple cards, like they kind of did with Eradicators. They gave them like 2 cards,
Yeah.
and they might put most of the focus on Char Harlot Vampire. So
Oh man.
who knows? All right. And now for our Pale Moon player,
Yeah.
we have Silverthorn Dragon Master Mystic Lukia.
That's what she's called. Wasn't so good.
She smells like ginger ale.
Her effect is act. Once per turn, choose 2 of your rear guards and put them into your soul. If you have a heart with Lukia in its name, you can soul charge 2. Then choose 2 cards with Silverthorn in their name from your soul and call them separate rear guards.
They don't even get power.
I know.
Solid for Silverthorn's gimmick. Not bad.
What the fuck is she bad?
Silverthorns probably won't get more support. There's no problem with it.
I love her heart though. Her heart's pretty.
It should have been Counterblast 1 soul.
Does she smell like Zach?
It should have been Counterblast
Ginger
1,
ale.
put 1 in soul, then it's called
Ginger
2. So you at least have.
Ginger ale.
You're breaking even. And then you're losing
I
2
just-
cards because of the soul charge.
It's a stride for Pale Moon. Let's just marvel at that and just accept it.
Great art.
It's playing what you're gonna play anyway. Silverthorns.
Yeah. Like if you're playing Pale Moon, you're
It
playing
should have done more for the second coming of Lukia.
Yeah. That's her from the future when she got rid of the void from her body. Apparently the void just makes you that much stronger.
Speaking of the void, the next card on this list is Ice Prison Underworld God Cositus Negative.
The void!
This guy, I've done extensive testing, and he makes Grand Blue very fun right now. They're still not ultra competitive, but goddamn is it fun.
I fucking love this guy.
His ability is act once per turn, counterblast 1, and put the top 3 cards of your deck into the drop zone. If you have a heart card with Cositus in its card name, choose up to 1 card in your drop zone and call it to rear guard. Then, if the unit you called has Cositus in its name also, so basically, you stride, discard a Cositus, and then you call what you use to stride. If the unit you called has Cositus in its card name, then choose a grade 1 or less from your drop zone, call to rear guard, and then that unit gains +4. So basically, you call a Cositus reverse, and then you call a Sea Strolling Banshee behind it. That becomes a 21 column. Then you can soul charge 1, draw 1. Yay!
So Cositus units get power, but
Yeah, Cositus-
Pale Moon units don't. That's cool.
Cositus Negative is very good. Thankfully, it's not a G flip, or it would have been terrible. Unless it called 2.
What?
Oh, who's going? This guy do Asha.
Michael
Keep going.
Shut the fuck
This isn't my unit. Keep going.
Dude, just fucking, I'm pissed off. Because
So,
I
yeah.
have units get power.
What do you want to say about this, Brandon? I said what I want to say.
I think it's
love
fun as fuck.
I like
I love
this
the card.
card. This card's really
This
fun.
isn't a card. dude.
And then next on the list, okay, fine. Here's your card now. Okay. Next on the list, we have legendary Prism Duo Nectaria.
Alright, since I play Prism Duo, and just about every Mirror Triangle build under the sun, I will.
Yeah.
You're more qualified than me.
So did I.
So this is-
Nigga.
I just picked up the clan.
So this card's ability is auto Vanguard. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, choose one of your rear guards and return it to your hand. If you have a heart with Prism in its name, choose a card from your hand, call to rear guard, and then that unit gets +5 till end of turn. If you have a heart with Duo in its name, search your deck for one card with the same name as the unit returned with this effect, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand.
Hey.
Now before we talk, is there a Vanguard with Duo and Prism in its
There is
name?
no Prism Duo.
Not yet.
Okay.
Leave mind the fan boost or my introduce one. Most of the time you're playing duos anyway if you're playing Mirror Triangle, because this is something you can do on Mirror from now on instead of just like sitting there doing absolutely nothing. You can.
So you do this with Peace.
Yeah, you basically start cloning your pieces, rolling your pieces,
Solid.
and just getting pieces.
And for the
Piece to
prism,
piece.
and for the prism half, I pretty much just what prism did. That was just
This thing
regain hand advantage. the
This
whole
thing
time.
might have should have costed counter last one.
And then for the prism side, just hand advantage all day. That's what
Good with what duos want.
Good for what prisms do.
Yeah, Prisms call and gain power. Duos bounce
That
and
was the
gain
prism
advantage.
was the so
Yeah.
to the prism side, that's exactly what it needed to do.
And now for whoever plays Mega Colony here,
Like,
Have deck.
we
I
have
have a Mega Coin deck.
Carapace Strange Deity, Machining Destroyer.
Terrible.
Act once per turn. Counterblast one card with Machining in its card name. The only, I think the only E special.
is special.
No, I mean the only
In
E
the
special
special.
in the Fire Collection.
I think so.
It's the only one that calls for a certain counterblast. I think. We'll know soon. If you have a heart with machining in its name, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and that unit cannot stand. So you're only phasing one rear guard during your turn. Then the number of rear guards with machining in its name is 4 more on your side of the field. Then you can choose your opponent's Vanguard, and that cannot stand to next turn. So this can mess up striding because you
Why is
can't.
this guy so good?
Because if you stride on a rested unit, the stride is also rested.
This guy is amazing. Like, he's arguably, in my opinion, one of the best cards out of Friend Discussion. Stag Beetle, guy back from Comic Style, if you want to ride him, call 2 of your rear guards out for the cost. And personally, a lot of people are playing him in Warsicle. I would personally play him in Legion Bacterias and shit, and just stun the Vanguard indefinitely. The guy is just solid. Really
Why the
amazing.
hell did Mega Colony start studying the Vanguard?
Alright.
Because rear guards are too, like, terrible.
Yeah. Now we're down to our last 2 triple rares now. Second to last triple rare is School Special Investigator Leopold Chaser.
Just read the effect. We're not discussing this card. Just read the effect. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
His ability is auto when it's unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a heart card with Leopold in its card name, choose one of your rear guards. Till end of turn, it gets power plus 4,000 and auto rear guard. At the end of the battle, retire this unit. So a Binoculars Tiger effect.
If I wanted to gain power, I could just play Leopold
Yeah.
reverse.
And this is the only one. This is actually the only stride I think that has 2 effects.
No.
Like legit 2 effects.
Oh,
No, I mean it has literally 2 effects: an auto ability and another auto ability further down. 2 separate effects.
Oh.
And then auto during your end phase, when a unit is put into your drop zone from rear guard, search your deck for one card name with the same name as that unit. So it turns all of your retired units on the field into Hamskates
Or I could
for no
just-
cost,
I could just play Leopold reverse.
Oh, that's not terrible then.
for free.
I could still just play Leopold reverse.
Yeah. Card's decent, but it doesn't matter because Magna Garm's out.
Yeah, you won't be playing Leopold anyway. You should play the Legion and like Big Bear.
You're playing Big Berry.
It's not
and
a
Magna
bad
Garm.
card though.
All right, the last triple rare of the set, and then we'll go on to the doubles, is White Lily Musketeer Captain Cecilia.
Forgot this card existed, didn't you?
Her ability is act once per turn, counterblast 1, then choose 2 rear guards with Musketeer in their card name and retire them. If you have a heart card with Cecilia in its card name, the top 5 cards of your deck. Search for up to 3 cards with Musketeer in their card name and call them separate rear guards, then shuffle your deck.
Really
So-
freaking solid.
Yeah, counterblast 1, kill 2, call 3 from the top 5.
Musketeer's thing. I still need to get fucking there. It's not gonna be fun. Really solid.
Vera should go down soon.
Unless you wash it up.
Keep on.
Anyway, very solid card. Force you to play Cecilia though is the problem. being a 10k and kind of hurts. But all in all, it does what most tiers want. Go ahead and filter their field. If you have a bunch of triggers, you can always call 2 triggers, kill 2 triggers, call 3 normal units.
That new crit, stand trigger.
Yeah, the new crit when you call it on flip 2. Very solid. And then you ride Vera for a finisher. Or plus the entire field.
Yeah.
Very solid.
Now we move on to the double rares, and boy, are we kicking off with some shit. First off is Holy Guard, Sanctuary Guard, Regalia. Or Holy Dragon, Sanctuary Guard, Regalia. Yeah. Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, if you have a heart with Sanctuary Guard card name, all of your units in the front row get power plus 3,000 for each of your grade 1 or less triggers.
You're just calling me out, aren't you? Anyway,
The only reason this card isn't super terrible is it doesn't have a cost. If you had a cost, then
Sanctuary Guard
you
stuff.
should hate life.
I don't personally play Sanctuary Guard, nor did I really ever. Is like the Royal Paladin build I kind of skipped out on because I didn't like them. I hate that, once again, I hate that Royal Paladin's like one of the only 2 clans that's actually legitimately heart restricted on both. It's actually the only clan that's actually straight up heart restricted on both.
You gonna cry?
Maybe.
You're gonna cry after this one. Because here comes a unit that came out of fucking nowhere, hyped as hell because of the Diablos lore, and then became an absolute nothing. And that is Nimbus summoning 9-headed Dragon King.
Okay.
This is an OTT card, by the way, when you heard me say that name.
Yeah.
Because it's some weird ass lore that came out of nowhere for Diablos cards, for Shadow Paladins. And it went, oh yeah, by the way, hidden underneath OTT land, there's like a giant dragon.
9-headed dragon of death.
It's cool though. Like
It's just been kept out of control.
Like it's a super ancient death machine. Like scares even the gods. Blah blah blah. It's a double rare.
And then Diablo just beat it to a corner where it can't move.
Yeah, this thing's effect is auto, counterblast 1. At the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard and may pay the cost. If you do, choose 3 cards from your hand, return them to the deck, shuffle, and then draw a card for each card returned.
Dude, I wouldn't even recommend playing this. I mean, if you're gonna play it, at least play this alone. It's just not very good.
I've heard people say they want to play it as a one-of in Tsukiyomi in case so to reset the stack. Because you can put triggers back and hopefully not draw triggers.
Yeah, I don't see it doing much in Callisto, no, maybe Tsukiyomi though. That's about it though.
That's the only pay I'm doing. Now, another card that hurts my feelings deeply, and that's Holy Seraph Uriel, aka Weird Face Angel.
Power Face Angel.
Her ability is auto. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to one of those cards from among them, put it face up in your damage zone, shuffle your deck. If you put a card in your damage zone this way, choose a face up grade 2 or less card from your damage zone, call it to rear guard, and that unit gains power plus 2,000 until end of turn. I would have liked this card if it was an act ability during the turn, or if it just when it attacked. Like that's the thing. I hate that it has to hit for this ability to go off. Because otherwise, it can actually be pretty decent in Metatron decks that try and come back, even though they wouldn't because it's not strong enough. But it would have been cute to try and see them come back.
It'll see play, and the players are still trying to play Celestial with the new person.
Yeah, that's the only place it'll be played.
Yeah.
It's like it hurts me that this card isn't at least on attack instead of on hand.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that we have for the Dark Lord over here. We have a buddy fight card, a Shadow Paladin card, and that is Dark Knight Efsnin, whatever the hell you want to pronounce his name.
That dude's my man.
It's a name made of like entirely of vowels. So his ability is auto, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, he gets power plus 7,000 until end of turn, so he'll be a 33 attacker. So he'll get over Crossroads. And then when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and retire it. Or no, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So, you say this guy's awesome.
I love this guy. I also like Grim Recruiter, so I just played 2 and like 4 Diablo.
Not as good as Grim Recruiter. Probably
Did we
not as
skip
good as
over
Grim
Grim Recruiter?
No, he's not in this.
He's a promo.
Grim Recruiter's
Oh,
a
that's
promo
right,
that comes in the tribe.
right,
He is a Goblin, but for Great Ones.
Not better than Grim Recruiter. Probably not better than they're gonna get in the set though.
Yeah.
Which will probably play Grim Recruiter anyway.
I just play 2 and 2.
Now, the next up on this list is Golden Dragon, Scourge Point Dragon.
When I play Diablo, I'm gonna lose anyway. So
This guy's decent in Bluish Flame decks.
What it is?
His ability is auto, Vanguard. When your unit is placed on Vanguard from your deck, that unit and this unit get power plus 5,000 on end
Oh,
of
this
turn.
fucking broken dude.
So, anything to say about this guy real quick?
I'm going to see what G Roll Paladin gives them to really judge this.
Gold Paladin.
G Gold, I'm sorry. G Gold Paladin. I'm saying G Roll Paladin.
G Paladin.
Solid card, I guess, can work with bluish flames. Pretty solid. I'm not really excited about it.
Yeah.
It's simple, straightforward, and to the point.
Yeah.
5 and 5.
Next up, we have
good.
Archangel Doombrace. I had a guy playing
This guy.
Genesis, like he was playing Young Drizzle, and he did this guy 4 times on me. All 4 times I went, what? Because it didn't do anything. Because he had Young Drizzle, he never legioned once, and then he rode in the Nyx and then lost. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't understand why this guy kept going into Doombrace, but whatever. Its ability is act once per turn, Soul Blast 3, shoots up to 2 of your rear guards, and they get power plus 5,000 until end of turn. And the number of cards of your soul after you pay the cost is 2 or less, then you get the soul charge 3, so you get the cost back if you don't have enough cards in your soul again. Just a way for it to keep up with Young Drizzle while also getting a little bit of a boost for your rear guards for a turn. If you don't have the ability to Legion yet, you can get a
Good
little bit
way
of
of
power.
waiting on Angelica, or just if you had to write it into your Drizzle first, good as something that actually hold you over to.
Now this you can play in Yanagrasu.
Yeah.
This card also might be good in Artemis.
The same both those cards, I don't know.
I liked Artemis so much, dude. Artemis was a fun ass deck.
Yeah. I still have all the Artemis stuff.
Do you?
Except for Perfect.
Of course. Aren't they cheap as hell now?
Like $5.
Yeah, they were like 20 for a while.
Yeah.
'Cause that was back when.
Host.
Next on the list is Divine. Next on the list is Divine Dragon Knight Zom, aka Why are you better than a triple rare next set?
Hell yeah.
This guy's ability is Counterblast 1. When your opponent's rearguard is retired due to one of your other card effects, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Basically, what that means is that you can't just continuously Counterblast for his own effect and keep killing the whole field.
You can't stride Blade Master Counterblast 1, kill 1 Counterblast 1, kill 1 Counterblast 1, and they keep constantly doing that.
No, you can. You can Blade Master skill, Counterblast 1, kill something, and then in response, his effect, Counterblast 1, kill something.
No,
But you can't, in his response, his effect Counterblast 1.
Yeah, you just can't do it. You can't keep doing it. I wish you could, but obviously that'd be too good probably. This guy's really good. I took out 2 of the on-hit retire for 2 of this guy. Because he can be just as good as Root Flare. Because if they spread out their rear guards so they can't hit them, then you can just play this guy and then tell them no.
Twilight Arrow.
We're not playing Mustafa, we know that.
Yeah, Mustafa's terrible. We'll get to that when set 3 is fully spoiled. We go over that set.
Love him, dude. I'm done with Mustafa then. Fuck you, man.
You do that.
Mustafa's terrible!
You do that, dude.
Alright, guys.
Next up is 6 Realm Stealth Dragon, Gadak Surakan.
More realms, more fun.
This is Nubatama again.
Yes, you
I know,
did it.
I know this guy does. When
When he hits
this
this
card,
card.
choose a card in your opponent's hand.
Do we all have to like speak at the exact same time?
Yes.
So yeah, this guy's broken.
On hit discard, that's it. That's nothing else.
on hit claim mechanic. Almost everything got their on hit claim mechanic in this set.
That's pretty broken. Yeah, don't tell me that. I hope to God Angel Feather's clan mechanic whenever they get support is look at the top 3, choose one. I hope to God it's some weird Gold Paladin copy of Damage Zone. That'd be fucking powerful. Anyway, now after him we have Destruction Tyrant Arc Rider, which is the next Tachikaze. This one's ability is choose one of your rear guards, retire it. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do till end of turn. It gets power plus 5,000, and when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So you eat, gain 5, hit, eat a rear guard on your opponent's side.
Woohoo!
So you give him dinner, and then he goes to your opponent's field and gets some dessert.
Yeah.
Not really much to say about Tachikaze.
Yeah.
It's Tachi. Eat things,
Marvel in
eat
it,
things,
Tachikaze
gain
players.
power,
I
eat
get much
opponent.
else.
Eat friends, hit opponent, eat opponent. Okay.
Still hungry, just keep eating.
Yeah. Then we have Ambush, Demonic Stealth Rogue, Kage Mijin. Weird art. This thing's
looks like a freaky Jiraiya looking dude.
yeah, this thing's ability is when your unit is placed on a rear guard, if the number of units you have with the same name as that unit is 2 or more, so end of turn, this
You're
unit
playing
gets power
Murakumo,
plus
right?
2,000,
This guy's a stone.
and this unit may attack
Oh,
from
Brandon talking about
and this unit may attack from the back row. So, anything you want to say about this?
This guy's the fucking stones.
Okay, well, explain why he's the star.
Why?
Because
why
I
is
think
he
this is
the
grade
bonus?
1. I can't remember. It's when it's played on rear guard. Almost 1, clone it. Clone itself. So you just keep cloning yourself.
It's Million Rat.
It's a million rat cheaper. And it's 7k, I believe. And you could swing it from the back row. Alright, let me hit this rear guard for a 9k. Let me hit this rear guard for a 9k. Let me
Million
swing
Rat's
your
a
Vanguard
6K.
on my front roll. The new one's a 7k.
Oh, and then another
And
one.
so they
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, so let me hit your rear guards, then let my front row swing at your vanguard. If I hit any stand triggers, I can stam everything, and I just get multiple attacks.
How's your fun running my Vanguard? You lost their boosters.
They're 11Ks or 12K attackers.
GV boost. Generation break boost.
Do you even have a 12 attacker?
They will. In the
They
set.
will.
They will in
Oh,
generation.
okay.
They will in the set. Like we have all direct regular stuff. We're just assuming.
And then we can skip over this guy. We have Remembrance Avatar Vishnu, which is once again them adding someone else's culture deities into the card game. Yeah. But then it's because Narukami was always the kind of Indian Hindu
Yeah,
clan.
and Narukami is always based off India.
Yeah. I don't have to look at his card.
I don't look at this.
Remembrance Avatar Vishnu's ability is Counterblast 1.
Just how long?
Yeah, Counterblast 1.
With an effect that terrible, it should be
Fuck, I had to look at it. I don't remember the exact wording. Oh no, it's not Counterblast 1. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay, whatever. When it's unit attacks a Vanguard, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards for each of your noble rear guards. Now, before I go on, there are only 3 nobles in Narukami. I think there might be more, but I don't remember how the gens
Well, there's
are
one that can take
classified.
a name and type of.
Yeah, you have the one that's Counterblast, give all the copies of the same name plus 10. Then the same one that does plus 1 crit, and then you have 1,000 name Wyvern.
Is Vishu a noble?
Is
Yeah.
Vishu a noble?
Yeah.
Yes, thankfully. No, human.
Even worse.
Anyway, your opponent chooses a rear guard for each of your noble rear guards and retires them. And then binds those cards face up. So you basically remove 3
Yeah.
for however many nobles you have, you remove those units from the game.
Let me guess, broken.
Then, if the number of units that was retired with this effect is 3 or more, it gains critical +1 till end of battle. If this card didn't rely on nobles and did something else, like a Jin revival, this card might have been cool.
Thunderbreak Jin.
My Sanctuary Guard guy didn't have such Sanctuary Guard pretty cool.
How? You can't call grade 1s.
Then, after that, we have Meteor Kaiser Tribrute,
Oh god.
or Tribrute. His ability is Counterblast 1. When your rear guard stands due to an effect from one of your cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, that unit gets plus 2,000 at end of turn. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards with power less than or equal to that unit and retire it.
Yeah, because
So this does.
need to retire.
So this does 2 things. The first one is comical. The second one is annoying. The comical one is you play this in Death Army.
The annoying one is it gives Nova Grapplers retired.
You drive check a grade 3, and then all of a sudden, all your Death Army people stand. You counterblast 4, and then all of a sudden, dead. The annoying one is that it once again makes Sazhata one of the most broken, one of the most broken rear guards in Vanguard currently. Because now it stands and can retire anything it wants. Because with if you have Victor, you attack counterblast 1, and then that thing stands.
And it's not like
And then it gets 19. Counterblast 1. Now it goes to 21. Kill anything with power under 21.
Why was this not restricted to Mega Battle?
It's very, very stupid. And then after Tribute, I believe is Dark Superhuman Pretty Cat. A lot of people are talking about this actually in X Saber or in Cosmic Heroes because it's funny. Cat's ability is act once per turn, counterblast 1. If this unit's power is 34 or greater, choose one of your opponent's vanguards, and it gets power minus 5,000 end of turn. So it's Zeal. Yay. Art's funny. Batgirl, but like in white costume with a
Catwoman.
Yeah, it's a white Catwoman.
Yeah.
It looks awful.
She's drawn well, and she sucks though.
Then we have Nebula Dragon, Maximum Seal Dragon, the Link Joker double rare.
What was gonna do?
This card's ability is Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets power plus 5,000 for each locked unit. So, and that's locked units on your side and your opponent's side.
So why the fuck did they give me false hope? I saw Seal Dragon, then I saw Link Joker, and I just got really sad.
Yeah. Well, Seal Dragons are in set 3.
It's like a second fucking stride unit for like Condios, I guess.
Yeah.
Like not much to say.
It's a decent card.
second stride unit,
It's a decent
whatever.
card. It'll be played.
Yeah.
After that, we have Godly Speed Flash Bruise, the Spike Brother double rare. Once again, Spike Brother's biggest stride problems is that they're not Bloody Ogre and
I think this
Paladin
works on
Dragon.
bad end. So you can stride over bad end.
At least this works. This gives you stride unit to use.
Yeah, at least it gives you a stride to over bad end.
Yeah, this one you can still use at Ogre deck when you're waiting to go into Ogre. This one's ability is auto. Vanguard, choose a card from your hand, put it in your soul. When a unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do. Search your deck for any card, call it to rearguard, shuffle your deck, and that you get plus 1,000 until end of turn. So basically, it's a stride version of Dudley Mason without the cost of Dudley Mason.
Yeah.
Of counterblast 1. You still have to put a card in your soul, but you don't have to counterblast 1 anymore. And the unit gets plus 5, so it's pretty strong. It's pretty decent. And then after that, we have Great Demon Soulless Dima Gogol.
Demon Godel.
Demon Gogol.
This is a Dark Irregular stride, I believe.
What is it?
Yeah, Dark Irregulars.
What if I?
Yeah, for Danger World. His ability is auto Vanguard during your main phase. When a card is put into your soul till end of turn, this unit gets continuous Vanguard during your turn. All units in your front row get power plus 1,000. So if you put anything into your soul, your front row gets
Power plus 1,000.
Yeah, your front row gets 1,000.
That's fucking what the read should have been.
Well, here's the thing though. Is that stackable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for every card in your soul, they all get power plus that.
Every
No.
card put into the soul.
No, ever put into the soul.
Not
That's
every
what I
card
mean.
in the soul.
That's what I mean. If you soul charge 3, your whole roll gets plus 3.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. With Doreen, it becomes like stupid.
Obviously.
Doreen fucking shouldn't exist, but.
All right, and after that we
We're
have.
fighting a GB Wonder.
And after that we have what is this? Oh, Pale Moon, and that is Luna Square Impact Clifford.
The big red dog.
Yeah.
Why isn't it bigger?
That'd be funny. Auto Vanguard, when a unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may choose up to one grade 2 or less unit from your soul, call it, and that unit gets power plus 2,000. That's about as basic as a Pale Moon on hit
When it
can
hits,
be.
just call one and give it to
He's a basic bitch.
I literally think I'm done.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael rollout.
Michael, shut up.
He's a good card.
Now we have a double rare that should have been a triple rare, and that is Interdimensional Beast Upheaval Pegasus.
Oh, baby.
This guy will,
dude is the avalanche. He is the boulders. He is the stones.
this guy will probably be played next to Chronos Command because their effects are similar,
I
but
made my
both
deck
have
already.
different situations and where they're better.
Y'all shaking your head. It's going to be a deck. It's going to win tournaments.
Upheaval Pegasus ability is when this unit is placed on Vanguard. If you have a heart with Chronojet in its name, your opponent puts all of his or her rear guards on the bottom of puts all of his rear guards to the bottom of his or her deck in any order. Then calls that many cards from the top of his deck to open rear guard circles. So if you put 3 to the bottom, you call the top 3 from your deck.
This dude's the boulders. I have my deck already. Do you hear my deck list?
This guy should have been Counterblast 1.
I'll explain do you hear my deck list, Spencer? I'll explain it to you after this fucking video. It's amazing.
It should have been Counterblast 1, I think. This kind of effect probably should have needed a cost.
Okay.
I still think Chronos Command might be overall better than this guy just because you don't get anything back in return, but obviously there's a much heavier
for the deck. I don't care.
But obviously there's a much heavier restriction for what causes Chronos Command to activate instead of just this guy. Like at least Chronos Command.
Opponents feel heavily.
Like at least Chronos Command, you don't have to stride over Chronojet. Like if you go over the Legion first, you can still Chronos Command hit the whole field. So both definitely have their uses. I can definitely see where Upheaval Pegasus will definitely be a good card. But
boulders.
there's no reason why he should have been a double rare.
No, he should have been a Joker, maybe.
He should have replaced Epoch. Like Epoch Mage is not good enough as opposed to this guy.
Yeah.
Alright. Now on the home stretch here, we got Pirate King of the Abyss Blueheart,
Fucking love this card.
which is the Grand Blue unit. Double rare. Her ability is
He's a king.
It's
king, though.
it's a her. I know, it's a her though for some reason.
So was Saber, but you know.
Well, that enemy sucks.
Ability is Counterblast 1, choose 2 units from your
So
rear.
does she.
Choose 2 units from your drop zone and call them over filled rearguard slots. Occupied rearguard slots. Once per turn. They don't gain power or anything. You can choose any 2 units from your drop, and you have to call them to rearguard circles that already have units on them. So, basically, after it's the late game, you've already set up your field, and you might want like an extra Sea Strolling Banshee activation or whatever. You can just call 2 other units.
You might want this 12k tab. Call Chrome.
Yeah. It's a good card, but
Corrupt Dragon.
Abyss is a good card, but it'll definitely be what Grand Blue players use the G assist all the time. Because Cositus Negative is just that much better. Now we have Legendary Glass Shoes Amoris.
It's fucking so great. It's the last card in the set.
Why is this card called Glass Shoes? They're all they're like mermaids.
Because she wears a glass.
She
shoe
has
on
no
her
shoes.
She's got no legs.
fin. She just puts it on her
Or the
fin.
necklace that gives him legs.
Okay, guys, let's go.
That's true. They do have a necklace that does that.
When it's placed on
Yeah.
Vanguard.
This ability, when
bounce
it's placed on Vanguard, bounce 2 rear guards. Yeah.
Yes!
actually really good for Bermuda.
That's what Bermuda wanted, it's what Bermuda needed. Not much else to say about that fucking card.
It's about as
That's all it
straightforward as
does.
a card could get, and it's actually like really, really good.
Very much.
Then we have Marine General, the Heavenly Silk Socrates.
Socrates.
Why they wasted Socrates on a fucking
Because he's
random
Socrates.
double rare that is never gonna see play.
Oh, bitch, fuck you!
He's never going to play ever.
Yeah, you're gonna find room in
You put
this.
Admiral Melsham and Lambros. What the fuck is this guy gonna do?
In my such a birth deck.
Cool.
No, that's also gonna be Lambros and Maelstroms.
What the hell?
No, you play Lambros and like Chronicle, dude.
Anyway,
What's
this.
the title board?
Anyways, his ability is Counterblast 1. When your Vanguard, or when your unit attacks the Vanguard, if it's the third battle of that turn or more, you may pay the cost. If you do this, unit gets plus 5,000 on the turn. It does nothing.
Because it turns high test never from a 19k attacker to a 24k attacker.
It's only him.
Cool, I don't carry shit on Lambros.
It's only him. He gets plus 5, not the unit. Not the unit that's attacking.
Okay.
He's doing a 31 before boost.
Okay, he's just bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're
Fucking love Socrates.
down the home stretch. Only 5 cards left.
In Aqua Force,
Only
every-
5? Fuck the rest of them.
We have Wild Cutting Strange Deity, Jaggy's Devil.
Okay, we don't care.
What the fuck is that?
It's
I heard
the.
it, dude. What is that?
This is the Mega Colony one. His ability
Oh,
is.
the stone.
His ability is when its unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of their rear guards in the front and back row, and they can't stand.
It's an infinite zero dragon for the front.
Yeah,
back.
it's
power,
terrible.
power through the rest of them.
yeah,
That was
it's,
terrible. What the fuck is that?
yeah, it's Infinite Zero Dragon. I am. Then we have Omniscience Dragon, Wisdom Teller Dragon, which is the Great Nature.
He's actually pretty good.
This one's ability is auto when when its Vanguard attacks a Vanguard, or attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your rear guards, it gets power plus 4, and when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit's power is 20,000 or more, draw a card. So it's pretty decent. And then the last card that belongs to a clan is Divine Tree Dragon, Multivitamin Dragon,
Fuck this one.
which is for Neo Nectar.
Take your vitamins, kids.
I'll never understand these names. Auto Vanguard, when its unit is placed on rearguard, choose the 3 of your units other than the unit with the same name as that unit. So you have to choose 3 units with different names, basically.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see that. Let me sorry.
When a unit is placed on Vanguard, choose the 3 of your units other than that unit with the same name as that unit. You have to choose 3 units with different names. It's essentially what it is. You have to choose 3 units with different names.
When your unit is placed on rearguard, choose up to 3 of your units other than that unit with the
Oh, I
same
read
name
it
as that
wrong.
unit. Give them plus 5.
Okay, so whenever you call a
Sour Slicer!
so whenever you call a
You call
unit,
one sour slicer, you call the second sour slicer, you give 5 of that, and you call another one, give 2 5, call a sour slicer, give 3 5. That's basically all it does.
yeah, multivitamins.
Vitamins!
Vitamins, kids.
Vitamin C.
This is what vitamins do for you.
Now the last 2 cards in this set are
This is what
Cray.
vitamin C does for you.
Now, the last 2 cards in this set are Cray Elementals. The first one is Ray Element Madu.
This card, the stones, and
This is a stride. Its ability is when this unit is placed on Vanguard, if you have a heart card with original attack power of 10,000 or less, so that's all the old Vanguards with 10k.
legions as well.
And Legions.
When you
they're
stride
not-
over legions,
Legions? Yeah, Legions if you choose.
you can choose the 11k heart. You have 2 hearts in legions. One of the legions heart is below 10k. You can activate the ability still.
So this sure doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. If your original heart has 10,000 or less, choose a grade 3 for your drop zone, put it in your hand. So basically, it just pays for itself to stride.
It lets you stride, fill up your hand, and just never discard bluish ones for explosion blue.
Yeah.
In the bluish one build anyway.
And then the last card of the set is a grade 1. Everything else is a grade 4 in this set, but we have 1 grade 1 sneaking in, and that is Light Element Pika. And this is another Cray Element that can go in any deck. Its ability is Generation Break 1 on rearguard. When your Vanguard unit attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your Vanguards. If that unit's power is 10,000 or less, that unit gets power plus 1,000 till the end of the
That's
battle.
when your opponent's Vanguard attacks.
Or yeah, when your opponent's unit attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your Vanguards, and if that unit's power is 10,000 or less, that unit gets power plus 10,000 in the battle.
Power plus 1,000, 10,000.
Power plus 1,000. So it makes all your legions. It basically turns all
10Ks
of,
into 11Ks, 9Ks into 10Ks.
That's about it.
That's it.
no.
You
It
can't
turns
attack it turns your 10K into an 11 and a 9K into a 10.
It only when it gets attacked. You can't
Yeah.
attack the mace.
So it only works on old 10Ks and Negramorl. Because it needs Generation Break 1, so you can't be on a grade 2 and have this ability.
There's 9K grade 3, Spencer.
There's plenty of them.
Yeah, the ones where if you have no other units on the field, they gain power minus
No, those
2,000.
don't-
No,
Violent
you have
Master.
Yakshata. You have Voidmaster.
There's plenty.
You have
Yeah,
no
'cause
There's a
people
lot.
play those. Anyway, so that's the end of this.
And there's one grade 2 it can work with. Blaster Blade out.
No, you have to charge back 1.
No, Excel Blade. Ride Blaster Blade. Pika's back here. It's 10k.
Yeah.
You just right next turn.
You
Shut
stride,
the
you
hell
stride, they still vampire you, they put you on a 1. What are you gonna do now? Call 4 Pikas. 11k. So anyway, that's the end of this review of Fire Emblem 2015. Obviously, there's a lot of powerful cards in here. Big money makers are Ace, Loop.
Definitely worth buying as a set.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna be getting a lot of boxes.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Remember to like us,
Comment and subscribe.
comment, subscribe, like us on fan, blah 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 blah. Later.
Like, comment, subscribe, check out our Facebook, check out our other videos. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Twitter. See you guys later.